Hello, music fans. My name is Ames Laponte, and welcome to the Newsroom Sessions. He just pulled up from Boston, Massachusetts. Say hello to Jason Anick.
It's good to be here.
Welcome to the studio. We're so glad to have you here. Jason's brand new CD is called Tipping Point. More on that in a second. He will be joined today by Portlander Mike Archero on acoustic guitar. Welcome, Mike, to the Newsroom Sessions.
Good afternoon.
So, Jason, you are, this is our first instrumental performance, by the way, here at the Newsroom Session, so we're pretty psyched. He's got 2 layers of talent going on. 3 layers if you include the snappy dressing with the red shoelaces. But something of a virtuoso, and we don't use that word lightly around here. Where do you hear him play? I've been listening to the CD Tipping Point. Technically, it's released on February 22nd?
February 18th is the official release, but I have a string of CD release shows.
Including, but not limited to, Thursday, February 6th at One Longfellow Square. That is on sale now. Go to onelongfellowsquare.com. Again, Thursday, February 6th. If you want a preview, head to jasonanick.com, where I was earlier today listening to some tunes. So Tipping Point. So tell us, Jason, what came first, the violin or the mandolin, and how did they both kind of come into your life?
Yeah, well, I started playing violin when I was about 6, and my father plays, so he saw that I kind of had an affinity towards the instrument. I'd pick it up and always wanted to play it and be around it. So he decided to start me off on violin and taking classical and doing fiddle lessons. My dad being more on the bluegrass side of that. So I would study classical lessons with a teacher in town. I grew up in Marlboro, which is near Boston.
Yep.
And then studied fiddle music with my dad and would compete in fiddle contests.
So do you guys still jam?
We do still jam.
Although I don't think I could call it jamming when it involves a violin like that, but
it's still jamming.
It's not exactly Pa Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie.
We my earliest composing was with my dad, and we'd just work through tunes, and some of the tunes from my previous album started there with songs that.
And then how did the mandolin find its way into your life?
Well, I actually started on guitar when I was about 12, and another instrument that I just fell in love with. And so, wanted to learn all about chords and more about harmony, and I thought it was a great instrument for jazz since I was starting to get into that. And it actually wasn't until later that I got into the mandolin, which I saw as a hybrid of the two, because the strings of a violin and mandolin are the same. Oh, so it's a familiar territory. And then I had the experience from playing guitar for the pick, and so it was I picked it up pretty quickly, and I just fell in love with it. And this right here is not your typical mandolin.
Of course not.
Of course. Why would I do that?
Tell us.
Why would I do that? So this is a great acoustic electric mandolin that I just fell in love with. That was built by a guy out the other Portland, the other side of the country, and it's actually got a low C string, so it's a 5-string mandolin. And unlike typical mandolins, which have like that chorus effect from the double strings, this is like a single, so it's even more closer to the guitar.
So let's get to the music. I'm dying to hear this thing live, and the mystical violin that I'm a little bit afraid of, which kind of whispers if you listen. En français, of course.
Yes, it doesn't bite.
Again, the new CD is Tipping Point. The show is February 6th at One Longfellow Square. We are delighted to have you in here. So I'm going to step off stage. Again, Jason Anick, next Thursday, February 6th, at One Longfellow Square. Mike Archero on acoustic guitar, Jason mandolin and violin. What are you going to start us off with?
We're actually going to do my arrangement of the Beatles song "Something," and that's a tune that we'll play next week.
Fantastic.
With a different arrangement. Mike is filling in today, doing a great job. But next week I'll have piano, bass, and drums, similar to the album.
Great, can't wait. All right, Jason Anick, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you're going to be listening to an original composition of mine called Sleepless.